horoscopes for the new moon on July 5th, 2024. I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying your July 4th weekend. Be sure to make yourself at home because the new moon is in Cancer. And that's what the new moon in Cancer is all about, making yourself feel at home within the self. We take our homes around us wherever we go. So when the new moon is in Cancer, you get a new emotional beginning, a new internal sense of safety, of home, of comfort, and it could be a lot of fun for you and very, very advantageous. I am Joshua the Psychic. If you do not know who I am, you can check out my website, psychicsun.com. Excuse me. If you're interested in any of my services, and you can also find your written horoscopes for this lunation on my website as well. So let's talk about the aspects this new moon. A few really nice ones. One that might create a little bit of a challenge, but we can handle it. Venus will sextile Mars this new moon, making this energy relevant for the next 2 weeks leading up to our Capricorn full moon on July 21st. So Venus is the planet of love and Mars is the planet of action. It's the masculine Mars and feminine principle, Venus. And they're making a sextile, which is a 60-degree angle, which is very harmonious. So this is a very sexy energy. It creates a nice little rhythm. So this is an opportunity for you to embrace emotional connections and to blend your passion with stability. So you could find yourself doing some new things this new moon, and all of a sudden, you get a nice little rhythm with it. Things will actually be easier than you anticipate over the next 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Venus will also trine Saturn. This is really nice. So Venus is in Cancer, Saturn is in Pisces. These two energies are winking at each other. They're very, very harmonious. So you're able to strengthen emotional commitments, Venus, or anything really that you love, your relationships, your money, your creativity, and you're able to do it with a certain sense of stability and compassion. So this is an opportunity for you to give grounding to whatever it is that you care about, either creatively or romantically. Anything that you love, you're going to be able to ground with this energy, which is great because when you're grounded or you have what it is that you love grounded in some kind of structure or formation, you're able to nurture it and to let it grow. But we also have the moon as well as the sun, because the sun and the moon are both in the same sign as they are when we have a new moon. But the moon will be squaring the North Node. Now, the North Node is in Aries, and it's indicative of our collective destiny. Wherever you see the North Node transiting in your chart, wherever Aries is in your chart, right, you're going to be compelled to go. It's going to be an easier path for you to go toward that North Node. So the North Node is sort of like your guiding compass. You have one in your own chart, but also when it's transiting in the sky, it also is saying, go here, do this. So we have a new moon in Cancer, which is about new forms of emotional security. It's a new emotional journey, and it's making a 90-degree angle with the North Node that says, go here, do this. So essentially what's happening is there's a little bit of a conflict between where you feel compelled to go and you feeling safe going there. So you want to embrace emotional growth by balancing your nurturing instincts with courageous new beginnings. So if you want some things this new moon, if you feel compelled to go on a particular journey, you've got to convince yourself that it's safe to do so. And this is really relevant to anything that you might want. Oh, good to see you, Ally. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining today. So you might want to think this new moon with anything that it is that you want. Do you feel safe having it, right? Because if you don't feel safe having what it is that you say you want, you're going to be splitting your energy. You're going to be going after it on one hand, but on a subconscious level, you may sabotage yourself, you may delay, you may procrastinate, because why? You don't feel safe doing it. So say you want love, you got to convince your subconscious it's safe to be loved. If you want more money, you got to convince your subconscious it's safe to make plenty of money. Whatever it might be that you feel compelled to do, you've got to convince yourself that it's safe to do so, because that square can create a little bit of conflict and make you feel sort of out of sorts. So definitely safety is the name of the game, this new moon with that Cancerian energy, because it's very receptive and it's very, very feminine. And in order to be receptive and feminine and to go with the flow, you have to first feel safe. So keep that in mind. And let's talk further about the things that you need to know this new moon. So it could bring, this new moon, a sense of moving forward and feeling cleansed or reset energetically. Now, this week, if you're catching this live or around the 5th of July, was not easy. We had Mercury in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So Mercury in Leo is what we want to do and how we want to express ourselves, right? And it was opposed by Pluto. So there may have been some kind of pushback to what it is that you wanted, or some kind of block with that opposition with Pluto, especially pertaining to Aquarian themes, hopes, dreams, wishes, friends, community. But this aspect is not long lasting. So you may still be feeling the effects of it because it was Wednesday on the 3rd, but Mercury moves really quickly. So you can get over that. And it also might just tell you, okay, well, this needs to change in order for me to go to that next level. Conversations this week, if you're catching this live, July 4th week, the week leading up to the 4th of July, we're not easy. However, next week has a lot of beautiful aspects. You'll see that in This Week Astrology, my weekly astrology podcast stream. Next week is really, really nice, particularly on Monday is very favorable for communications as Mercury sextiles Jupiter. So don't see this week that we're currently in as testament of this new moon, meaning if you had a challenging week, which a lot of people have, that's not going to be the case over the next 2 weeks. You get some really nice aspects next week. They do get a little bit more hairy the week after, but first things first. Additionally, this new moon may feel cleansing and may bring a sense of purity and emotional balance. Anything negative you want to send back to the ocean. And you want to tap into that power of the ocean because, well, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And the moon is connected to the ocean, right? We also have a square between Venus and Cancer and Chiron and Aries, potentially causing sensitivity and personal hurt. With this aspect, it's advised to detach from others' actions and focus on your own journey during this time. As Molly McCord might say, keep your eyes on your own fries. Don't focus on things that are not about you. You'll learn as you go along that nothing really has anything to do with you. So if somebody offends you or does something that you don't like, it really isn't about you. Everybody's operating from their own perspective, their own level of consciousness. So it's very, very, very important with that square with Chiron and Aries to not take things personally. It's easier said than done, of course, but you'll find that when you detach and you realize that it's not about you, that you get a lot of freedom with that. And then you're able to create more emotional security, which, like we said, is the name of this game. The importance of feeling safe and trusting oneself is emphasized by this Cancerian transit. As we mentioned, Mars and Taurus will sextile Saturn retrograde, which is really, really nice. And this is going to bring patience, determination, and a sense of being guided. Follow your intuition. Make sure your peace of mind is your first goal, because that's going to be the prerequisite for you to feel your way forward. You need to keep your mind at peace. So when your mind is quiet, you're able to hear your higher self, your inner voice. You can't hear your inner voice when your mind is all over the place. So definitely practice mindfulness, definitely meditate, take a beat, get some extra sleep, etc. But overall, as we mentioned, the energy is going to shift from challenging to more positive and supportive as the week progresses into next week on July 7th, the week of July 7th, which is really nice. So you want to find out where 14 degrees of Cancer falls in your chart. That's the area in your life. You'll be planting new seeds for new beginnings, and you're going to draw in energy. You're going to focus on what you want, and you're going to start to see the manifestations of that in 2 weeks when we have our full Capricorn, our second full moon in Capricorn in this season on July 21st, which of course we'll talk about. So let's start with Aries, of course, our initiating cardinal sign of the zodiac. So Aries, this is a brand new beginning for you when it comes to emotional stability. And it has to do with your domestic life, your home, your family, and your emotional well-being. Now, there is that square with the North Node that is hitting your first house. So there's a little bit of a conflict between new beginnings in terms of emotional security and how you identify as yourself. So your self-construct, your self-image might be clashing with what makes you feel emotionally secure. So you want to allow yourself to create these new beginnings in terms of emotional security and to start seeing yourself as that person who is emotionally secure doing X or doing Y. So there's a conflict between those two energies. You want to embrace new beginnings and you want to allow yourself to grow and to thrive. Hey, Deb, nice to see you. So additionally, let's look at Aries and what we're going to see in terms of what is up for Aries. What does Aries need to know this new moon? What does Aries need to know this new moon? Wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries, wisdom for Aries. Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is about distancing yourself from the familiar. So anything that is commonplace, you want to distance yourself from, because you're going to need to do that with that square. If you don't go out on a limb with the Knight of Wands, there could be an issue. You just want to rip off the Band-Aid fast, if that makes sense. Knight of Wands is also about taking a leap of faith. It could be about traveling and publishing. It's also about being very brave and courageous. So if you feel like going on a trip or going out on a limb or starting your own business or anything that requires courage, drive, and initiative, this is the energy you want to employ. You want to just do it fast and be like lightning, and you're going to be great this new moon. So happy new moon, Aries. On Taurus's side, we got the new moon in the third house. So this is about a new beginning for you, Taurus, in regard to communications, your mindset, and how you talk to yourself, how you talk to other people. And what you want to do is express your emotions clearly. You want to get really clear in terms of your emotions. And you want to explore spiritual growth and your intuition, because the North Node is transiting your 12th house. So there's a little bit of a conflict between what you consciously think and what's going on in your subconscious. You got to get two forces, those two forces, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, to go into the same direction. So do whatever it is that you can to find out what you consciously think and make sure that your subconscious beliefs align with that. So this is a great time for you to do subliminal work for yourself. You could be listening to subliminal messages. You could be doing affirmations. You could be visualizing. But the trick is to make sure that your conscious mind is aligned with your subconscious mind. Because when the two are not in accord, right? When there's a disparity between what you consciously think and what you subconsciously think, you sabotage yourself. You create obstacles that are in your way that wouldn't be there otherwise. So you want to make sure that your subconscious is aligned with your conscious mind in terms of your goals. And you want to start thinking in a different way that lines up with who you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to do. So let's see, Taurus, what wisdom you get from your tarot cards this new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Taurus, wisdom for Taurus, wisdom for Taurus, wisdom for Taurus. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is all about giving things the works and doing whatever you can to build something. You want to give it the works. Like, you got to try hard. You got to put your energies into something and really just bring it, right? Three of Pentacles is also about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I would say that with this new moon in the third house for you, it's really about making sure that you're socializing with people that help you get the job done. whatever that might be. It could be a matter of you are socializing with some people and you have so much fun with them that you're inspired to do other things, right? But definitely think about teamwork and just giving it. Follow your process, determine what it is that you want, say, this is what I need to do to get it, and give it the works. Get a nice rhythm going in terms of what you want to accomplish, and this new moon should be good for you. So happy new moon, Taurus. Gemini, this new moon will be hitting your second house of finances. So it's a new beginning for you in terms of prosperity, your values, your talents. This could be about self-expression. There is a little bit of a conflict, however, with that North Node in your 11th house. So you got to align whatever makes you feel secure in terms of your money, your values, value fulfillment, etc. You got to align that with your social circles, with your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, and your ideals, your community. There's a little bit of a conflict between that second house, which has to do with your money and your values and the group and your friends, or again, your hopes, dreams, wishes, and ideals. This could be a matter of you have a great goal, but you say you have a goal and you want to start your own business, but it's not practical on a material level to leave your current company, your current job, in order to pursue this new endeavor. Okay, well, can you make moves in terms of this new endeavor? So you're being practical about it. Can you incorporate some new things into your life without upsetting the apple cart? Also, it might be a matter of, it's like a value check-in. Maybe your values are not aligned with your group right now, right? And you need to make some decisions as to how you can reconcile that. I don't feel like my group feels, or my values are out of sync with my group. What do you need to do to reconcile those two energies? But once you do, you'll be great. So let's see, Gemini, what wisdom you get from the Tower for your new moon in Gemini. Wisdom for Gemini. Wisdom for Gemini. Wisdom for Gemini. Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is about emotional integrity. When you look into a body of water, what do you see? You see yourself. Same thing with Queen of Cups. When you are acting like Queen of Cups, when people see you, they see themselves reflected. And it's a beautiful thing. So you want to make sure that you're sympathetic, compassionate, understanding, and that you're really being emotionally honest with yourself. The Queen of Cups is about emotional integrity. You can't really lie with Queen of Cups. It's the energy of Scorpio. And if Scorpio can't tell the truth, it's probably going to remain silent. It's very difficult for Scorpios to lie. So let this be a new beginning for you in terms of emotional integrity, being honest with how you feel, at least with yourself. And in being true to that, you're going to be able to get the tides to go in your favor, because this is a Cancerian new moon. The Queen of Cups is water, so you want to make sure that you're flowing in sync with what you really, really value and what is true to your heart. Follow what has heart and meaning this new moon in Cancer. And have a happy one, Gemini. So happy birthday, Cancer. This new moon, of course, will be hitting your first house of identity. So it's a new beginning in terms of how you see yourself, how you present yourself. This could be very much about the package that you present to the world. This is how I look. The first house is all about first things, including first impressions. Hi, nice to meet you. And although it may be shallow and surface, how you appear on a first impression basis is very important. People making judgments straight away, whether that's positive or negative, that's just a fact, right? So it's a new beginning in terms of your identity, how you see yourself, what you want to do, how you present yourself to other people, how you self-identify. Because remember, say you get dressed in the morning, you give yourself a look in the mirror, you want to make sure that that look that you see, or your reflection, is aligned with who it is that you want to become, where it is that you want to go. Now, there's a little bit of a conflict here between that new self-expression with that new moon in Cancer and your career, because you have the North Node in Aries that is transiting your 10th house. So the problem with this is that there might be a disconnect between how you self-identify or want to self-identify, or new beginnings for yourself in terms of your identity and what you do for a living, what you're known for, your status. So you want to create a link and harmonize your self-construct with what you do professionally. This could be a matter if you need to change how you see your job. You might need to change your job. You may need to change your career trajectory, or you need to self-identify as somebody who does a good job in the career that you're in. But there's going to be some kind of conflict between yourself and your identity and what's important to you as a human being and your job, right? So the first house is a very self-focused, and the 10th house is how you contribute. So find a balance between those two areas, your self-construct, your self-image, and your career, what you are known for. So let's see, Cancer, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon and your sign. Wisdom for Cancer, 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 wisdom for Cancer. Eight of Cups. So walk away, Renee, is the Eight of Cups. So with the Eight of Cups, you're seeking deeper meaning. You're moving on. You know, there might be some things that you've been doing for a while and it's just like dragging out. You're not feeling like it anymore. So utilize this new moon to really move away from things that no longer serve you. And as you walk away, it's a matter of remembering where it is that you're going. You never want to leave a relationship or leave a job so much as go this place. So it's like you're not, I hate my job, I want to leave my job. You're saying, no, I want this new job. Or it's not like, I hate this relationship, I hate being in this relationship. It's, I want this new relationship. So seek deeper meaning, move on if you can, and follow what has heart and meaning, and you should be all set. Happy new moon in your sign, Cancer. So Leo, you have your new moon in Cancer hitting your 12th house of the subconscious. And the subconscious is very important. We get in life not what we want so much as what we are subconsciously, or who we are subconsciously. So you want to make sure this new moon, you're doing whatever it is that you can to line up your subconscious with your goals. i.e., if you want something new in your life, can you see yourself doing it? Can you convince your subconscious that it's already happened on some level? Because if you visualize things going your way over and over and over again, they have a more of a likelihood of doing so. Once you visualize what it is that you want, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be training your subconscious. That subconscious is going to be sending signals to your body and your mind, of course, and then you're going to make decisions that are positive for you. The trick is that you may have some kind of issue with 9th house things. This could be your personal beliefs. It could be about expansion and growth, because the 9th house is about how you expand in the world. Therefore, with the new moon in the subconscious conflicting with your house of expansion, where the North Node is, you want to expand, but there's some kind of subconscious disconnect. Maybe it's a matter of you want to travel, but you have a subconscious fear of flying. Maybe you want to publish or broadcast something, but you have a subconscious belief that you'll be rejected or that you're not good enough, etc. So you want to align your subconscious mind with areas in which you want to expand. You want to make sure that your subconscious knows that it's safe to expand, that it's safe to grow, and to branch out. So let's see, Leo, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. New moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Leo. 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 Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords isn't that bad. Essentially, it means that you can't stop thinking. You're like overthinking, you have anxiety. So the panacea to the Nine of Swords, one of the panaceas, is to get more in touch with your body, your physicality, know when to leave well enough alone, and know when you're making a problem worse in your brain. We get what we focus on. So make sure you're self-disciplined with yourself and you're focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. This could be a great time for you to create a vision board or anything that you can do to really get your eyes on the prize. Do whatever it is that you can to really focus on what it is that you want, and don't worry so much. Allow yourself to calm your mind through meditation, mindfulness techniques, getting more in touch with your body, connecting to spirit, connecting to God, the universe. You get the idea. So don't obsess. Watch out for overthinking things and allow yourself to move into another area and know when to say when it comes to thinking. You might be prone to obsessing about certain things because you're a luminary sign, meaning you're one of the luminaries, you're Leo or Cancer. That means that you're very much affected by these lunations. So the Cancerian energy, all that water might be putting your fire out, and that's making you think. So do whatever it is you can to offset that with exercise, with creativity, anything that is not mental, because there's too much mentality going on around you now, most likely. And happy new moon, Leo. For Virgo, this new moon in Cancer is hitting your 11th house of hopes, dreams, wishes, and ideals. It's a really nice transit for you. This is the time for you to go after those pie in the sky ideas. Remember, there are no dangling carrots in the universe. So if you want something, that comes with it the prerequisite ability for you to achieve it. So keep that in mind. What would you do if you knew that you could not fail? And go after it. Also, in addition to your hopes, dreams, wishes, and ideals, this transit is about new beginnings in terms of friendship and community. I think the most important thing is to be a very good friend to yourself, right? Be a friend to yourself. And the trick is they got the North Node in your 8th house of death and rebirth. So this is the issue. You're going through a transformation. You're metaphorically dying. And that may be creating a little bit of a conflict between you and your friends or your community. For instance, say you're going through a metamorphosis and you're changing, your friends are not changing. That creates a conflict. Like, I'm growing here, nobody's growing with me. It could be a matter, too, of you're growing, you've outgrown a group of some sort. It also could be a matter of, in order for you to achieve that next level in your life in terms of going after your hopes, dreams, wishes, and ideals, where the new moon is, you might need to have some kind of death, some kind of rebirth. You may need to let go of something in order to achieve those high ambitions, those high ideals, right? You need to make space in your life because there's some kind of death energy, some kind of metamorphosis that's creating a conflict with either your friends, your community, or your hopes, dreams, wishes, and ideals. So you want to rectify that however you can. So let's see, Virgo, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo, wisdom for Virgo. Ace of Cups. I love it. So the Ace of Cups is about an emotional seed of awareness, and it can take any form. So it's just a seed, right? You have to nurture the seed. You have to take care of the seed. You got to guide the seed. So it's about what it is that has heart and meaning for you that you want to grow this new moon. And it's a matter of allowing love to rule and to start a new flow. It might be quiet or slow at first, but that's okay because slow and steady wins the race. And as a Virgo, you know that the slower you start something, the faster you finish it. So definitely allow yourself to be inspired. It looks like you're going to be very inspired and you're going to be starting this new emotional journey. Is that you're starting with the ace, right? With the Ace of Cups. Then you're going to get into the 2 cups, 3 of cups, 4 of cups. You're going to go up the emotional scale, right? And that's very, very positive. And I would just say, do what it is that feels right for you. And don't be afraid of starting something new that is emotionally fulfilling. Don't be afraid of starting something new that has heart and meaning. And happy new moon, Virgo. Libra, this new moon is hitting your 10th house, your house of status, position, honors, how the world sees you. And it's a new beginning in that area of your life. So you essentially get to say, this is what I want to be known for. This is what I'm most passionate about, because that's what the 10th house is, really. At the end of the day, what you're most passionate about is probably what you're going to be known for. And if you do in your career what you're most passionate about, you're not going to fail. You're most likely going to succeed. The issue is The North Node in Aries is in your 7th, and that's making a square to your status. So there's a problem or a conflict between your career ambitions and your partnerships. It's like there might be some kind of adjustment to the plan that you need to make, right? This could be a matter of maybe you have a partner and he's not doing anything for your status because he's sloppy, let's say, right? Or it could be a matter of you want to go to this next level professionally, but you're already in a business partnership with somebody else, right? So you want to create a balance between your professional ambitions and your partnerships and do whatever it is that you can to transform one or the other or both so they're harmonious. But there's some kind of conflict between who you are and what you want to be known for and your relationship. So you want to make sure that you're smoothing that out and honoring your needs. What are your professional needs and your status needs? How do you want to be perceived? And also, what are your relationship needs? What do you need in terms of your relationships? So let's see, Libra, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Libra, 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 wisdom for Libra. Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups, essentially, it's a few things. One, on a positive level, this card actually is associated with Cancer. So it's about being contented and not really requiring any more. It's about satisfaction. And that is really the perfect space for manifestation. Satisfied, but eager for more. The problem with the Four of Cups, or the challenge, is that it can be also apathetic. So that sense of satisfaction can go to apathy, meaning it can be about you not recognizing what you already have. And that can be a problem that could create a conflict in terms of creating more abundance. Because if you're apathetic about what you have, well, why would the universe give you more, right? Like if you want to appreciate more, you have to appreciate what you currently have. The Four of Cups could also be about, in terms of love, you're giving love to somebody and they're not receiving it, or they're not really fazed by the love that you're giving. Likewise, somebody could be giving you love and you're like blasé about it, right? So do what you can to make sure that you're getting in that emotionally comfortable, satisfied place, but don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and definitely recognize what it is that is being offered to you or what you're offering to somebody else. And if you're offering something to somebody else and they're not taking it, you're not wrong. You just asked the wrong person. So you never really are told no. You just asked the wrong person. So keep that in mind for your new moon in Cancer. Scorpio, your new moon in Cancer is hitting your 9th house of expansion and growth and opportunity. This is a really nice energy. There's a new beginning for you in terms of higher learning and personal growth. You may decide that you want to do a deep dive in a subject. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to enjoy a publishing or broadcast project. That could be really, really nice. But you want to expand and you want to grow. You want to go beyond your stretch this new moon. The challenge is, yes, Kelsey, yay, Scorpio, your team Scorpio, I love it. The challenge is with your 6th house, because the North Node in your 6th house is saying, this is what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. This is your schedule. This is your job. This is your routines, your processes, your regimes, etc. So there's a problem or a little bit of a conflict between you wanting to expand and your daily duties, your daily protocol. It could be a matter of you need to incorporate some new things into your protocol that align with you expanding. Like, how are you going to expand? So this could be a matter of maybe you need to go from full-time to part-time at your job in order to travel or pursue your ambitions. Or maybe you need to make some adjustments in your day-to-day routine so you can work on your book, so you can publish or broadcast, right? So you want to create a balance between how you can expand and grow and what you do on a day-to-day basis. The 9th house is also the house of entrepreneurship. So if you have a big picture in mind in terms of what you want to achieve, that might create a little bit of a conflict with your day-to-day regime, because you're like, how do I do this? I have all these million things to do. Well, you got to make the time. You got to carve some time out of your schedule to help you expand. So you can do it. Won't be too much of an issue. But you want to focus on those things that you do day in and day out that get your life running well. That's like eating right, getting your sleep, getting your exercise, etc. So let's see, Scorpio, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Scorpio for the new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Scorpio for the new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Scorpio in Cancer. Wisdom for Scorpio for the new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Scorpio in Cancer. Cancer. Strength. So you can weather the storm, Scorpio. So the Strength card, if we look at this card, the woman is gently prying open or closed the lion's mouth. And this isn't brute force. From your sweetness comes forth strength, or from your strength comes forth sweetness, right? So with the Strength card, you have to sort of guide your will. You don't want to go crazy or go ballistic about things. You want to know what it is that you want. You want to just guide yourself, guide your will, guide your solar plexus chakra to what it is that you want to achieve, right? This card is also about, you having the strength to prevail and also being passionate and following your excitement, because your excitement is your built-in mechanism that says, go here, do this, do that, right? Your body cannot lie. So if you're feeling excited about something, go toward it and allow yourself to enjoy passion, especially on a regular basis with that North Node in your 6th house, and allow yourself to expand by virtue of what excites you. If you're excited about writing a book, writing a screenplay, doing anything artistic or creative or at all, or even travel, well, make sure that you make it happen and you follow your excitement. And happy new moon in Cancer, Scorpio. So Sagittarius, this new moon in Cancer is hitting your 8th house. So this is about letting go and transforming. Something is probably going to go bye-bye, Sagittarius. So even though it's a new moon, it's the 8th house. The 8th house is about death and rebirth. It doesn't have to be anything catastrophic. In fact, it's usually very, very, very positive. Because the thing is that you can't have a new beginning unless you let some things die. And when you're letting certain things die, one of the things that you might be letting die are your boundaries, or you might be erecting a boundary. The 8th house transit that you're going through is all about boundaries. The ones that you erect, say, stop, I can't do this anymore. And the ones that you let down, allowing yourself to be more open and vulnerable. Now, there's a little bit of a conflict here between your 8th house of rebirth, which has to do with other people's resources, your boundaries, your intimacy, and your creative self-expression. So you might be going through a transformation, 8th house, that keeps you from expressing yourself. Maybe you are going through a divorce of some sort and you can't really talk about it because it's not appropriate for you to do so. Or maybe you're experiencing some loss and you don't necessarily know how to express it. It's really all about how can you balance this letting go that you're going through with self-expression. And squares make things happen. So if you're having an issue expressing yourself, right, it's a matter of next week, of course, it's going to be easier for that. But it's about going with the flow and allowing yourself to perhaps express yourself in a different way. I also would say that with this square that you have going on between your 8th and your 5th, you might be going through some transformation and it's cutting in with your fun. You're not able to have fun because you're going through this transition, this metamorphosis. Okay, well, there might be a way for you to have fun, but you haven't figured it out yet. And it probably is going to be a different way than usual. So be flexible during this transit. An 8th house transit is not easy for anyone. And you got to remember, it's a watery transit and you're a Sagittarius, and that water will put out your fires. So you've got to be gentle with yourself, easy with yourself, flexible as you move through this state into a new state, because that's what's happening. And yes, some of the creative things that you had done before, they might not be applicable. You might not be able to do them. There may be some kind of delays, but there will be new ways for you to creatively express yourself once you mourn the ending. And that's the thing. You have to mourn what is lost in order for you to really enjoy those new beginnings. So let's see, Sagittarius, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Sagittarius. Wisdom for for Sagittarius. Wisdom for Sagittarius. 10 of Cups. So this is completion. This is closing up an emotional cycle. This is being at an all-time high with the 10 of Cups. It's two things. You're closing an emotional cycle, but you're also starting a new beginning emotionally, because the cross sum of 10 is 1. So every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And that is the theme for you, Sagittarius, which makes a lot of sense, actually, in light of you going through an 8th house transit. So with the 10 of Cups, this is like the happily ever after card. What is your happily ever after? What do you need to let go of now in order to have that happily ever after? So keep that in mind. Hello, Caroline. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So enjoy that, Sagittarius. You'll be fine. Just remember, you're going to probably need an emotional release during this transit because you get 10 of Cups. You're going through an 8th house transit, and it'll all be great. But go with the flow. What is love flows? What is not goes. Capricorn. So Capricorn, this new moon in Cancer, of course, is hitting your 7th house because you are the opposite sign of yours is Cancer. So you got a new beginning for yourself in terms of partnerships and collaborations. 7th house. So if you're looking to get into a new relationship, well, this is a great new moon for it. If you're looking to fortify or strengthen your relationship or get things going on another level in your relationship, this is a great new moon. And it's not just romantic. This could be finding the perfect business partner, finding a really nice friend. The 7th house has to do with your long-term relationships. And if you are in the public eye, the 7th house also pertains to your audience. Now, there's a little bit of a conflict between your 7th house of partnerships and your 4th house of emotional security. And that's where Aries is transiting in your chart, your house of emotional security. So there's a disconnect or a conflict between your partnerships and your domestic life. This could be, for instance, you love your partner, and then you've allowed your partner's in-laws to stay with you in your house, and you can't stand your in-laws. Whoa, well, that's a square between the 7th and the 4th, right? There's something that is at odds between what a partner wants or what you're doing with a partner and what makes you feel emotionally secure. So this also could be you have a partnership you're in and you're feeling insecure. Your emotional security is being undermined. Or it's a matter of your partner is going through changes. Maybe he's going through a new job change, or he's going through a transition, a midlife crisis, something that is making you not feel emotionally secure. But you got to remember, emotional security is your job. You can't blame things outside of yourself for your lack of emotional security. Of course, it's normal to do so because you want everything in its proper place. But at the end of the day, the more emotionally secure you are, the more able you are to self-parent yourself. You're then able to flow yourself into a new direction, incorporating new self-care techniques, mindset techniques, etc., that make you still feel comfortable and cozy, irrespective of what's going on in your partnerships. You could be starting a new relationship and you're insecure emotionally. You could be ending a relationship and you're insecure emotionally. Whatever be the case, you got to make sure that you're aligning with your relationship ideals with what it is that feels safe for you. So say you want something new relationship-wise, you got to convince yourself that it's safe to have it. And there's some changes that are going to go on, most likely in both of those areas of your life. So let's see, Capricorn, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Capricorn, 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 wisdom for Capricorn. The 6 of Cups. So this is one of the best cards in the pack. The 6 of Cups is about simple, innocent pleasures, doing a good turn for another. You are on vacation, your friend waters your plants, he goes on vacation, you feed his cat, right? It's about balance. And it's also about new relationships. And it's about sharing the simple tokens of love. With the 6 of Cups, it's important for you to remember that it can be a little bit juvenile. So in terms of relationships, it's a matter of share the tokens of love and have fun, but don't commit to anything until you're absolutely sure, right? The Six of Cups also pertains to the past. So if you're going through something right now, especially pertaining to your partnerships, with the Six of Cups, there might be something in the past that is affecting what's going on now. Also, I would say in all your relationships, allow yourself to embody this energy of Six of Cups. You know, a headhunter once told me there are many people that can do your job, but not everybody is going to want to work with you. They might want to work with somebody else, right? So what I'm saying is that if you can do a job and be pleasurable to work with, you're probably going to get that job. Because if you think about it in a corporate setting, you see these people every single day. You see them more than your family, which is a lot, right? So you want to be around people that you like. Of course, they need to get the job done and they need to be competent and excellent at what they do. But again, it's a matter of you want to make sure that there is that sense of simple, innocent pleasure that you're experiencing day in and day out in all of your partnerships, most likely. And I also would say in terms of your home, you know, this could be a matter of your partner gets a job this new moon over the next 6 months, let's say, and you need to move or something is interrupting. But think about pleasure, simple, innocent pleasures. If you need any extra help, there might be something in the past that could actually help you. So keep that in mind, Capricorn, and happy new moon. Aquarius. So Aquarius, this new moon in Cancer is hitting your 6th house of lifestyle, what you do day in and day out, your day-to-day operations, your job, your habits, your health, your routines, what you eat, how much you sleep. So it's about how you take care of yourself. So this is a new beginning for you in terms of well-being, work, and establishing healthy choices and habits. So first you make your habits and then your habits make you. If you have a big goal, well, what are you doing on a regular basis that moves the needle closer to what you want daily? Now, the challenge is going to be with your 3rd house. There may be communications that are around you that are disrupting your routine. The 3rd house could have to do with travel. There might be some travel issues. Maybe you incorporated something new into your life and you're dealing with traffic that's making you late for something else, right? But there's some kind of communications that might be creating a little bit of conflict with your new beginning in terms of work. And it's a matter of doing what you can to think in a different way. You always have the power to see things differently. Likewise, the 3rd house has to do with so much. It has to do with your community and to a certain extent. It has to do with your siblings, how you think, your mindset, your day-to-day interactions. So you want to make sure that you're thinking in a new way in regard to all these things, especially as it pertains to your lifestyle, right? So let's see, Aquarius, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Aquarius, wisdom for Aquarius, wisdom for Aquarius, wisdom for Aquarius. Strength. So the strength card is all about exercising the heart muscle, really, right? The strength card is not about brute strength. It's about sweet strength or strength with compassion and exercising the heart muscle. From your strength will come forth sweetness. So in the card, you have the lady who's gently prying open or closed, depending on your perspective, the lion's mouth. And she's doing it at ease and she's safe and everything's fine. So this is probably a matter of you needing to guide your own passion and really say, okay, well, this is what I want. This is what I need. And in order to do that successfully, you got to be passionate and you got to allow yourself to follow your excitement and let that empower you. Because if you're lit up and you're excited about your life, it's going to be easier for you to utilize your heart. Because Leo is the ruler of this card. And Leo is ruled by the heart, and they're very compassionate individuals, right? So you want to allow yourself to direct your will toward your ends. And I would say make sure that you're thinking in new ways, but also doing new things and making sure that there are new habits that are aligned with your new way of thinking. Because whatever it is that you're thinking is going to affect how you're feeling, and how you're feeling is also going to be affected by your day-to-day routine. So think big picture. How do you want to feel every single day? What is your emotional ideal in terms of work, in terms of health, in terms of the habits that you employ? And make sure that you're strong by guiding yourself. Say, for instance, you're used to sleeping in late, but you know you feel better when you get a workout in. Well, you gotta guide yourself and say, look, we're doing this because we know this is good for you. And you might need to do that with other people as well. So happy new moon in Cancer, Aquarius. And last but never least, my fishies, my Pisces fishies. So there's new beginnings for you, Pisces, in terms of passion, creativity, self-expression. You want to allow yourself to find what really lights you up, what gives you joy. Because the fifth house is about things that you really, really love. And it is time, Pisces, for you to find something that really lights you up. The issue is, well, it might burn a hole in your pocket, right? Or there might be something that is going on in your second house. That's your money, your values, your self-worth, your self-expression, that is creating a little bit of conflict with your creativity. So there's an issue between whatever it is that you value, whatever it is that is important to you. It could also be your money, your finances. And there's a conflict between that and your creativity. Maybe you want to follow your passion, but you feel like, oh, geez, this is going to cost a lot of money, or I'm going to have to quit my job, then I'm going to need more money. That could be it. It also could be a matter of you want to express yourself creatively, but you don't feel like you have a choice. Or you don't feel like it's safe for you to express yourself, right? Because the second house, although it has to do with your money, it also has to do with your voice. It has to do with your talent. So it's a matter of expressing yourself and knowing that when you are in the flow state, then your other talents and your other abilities are going to come forth. For instance, say you're writing, well, your musical ability actually might come forth because you are a musical person and you're going to find that in the language that you use in your writing, for instance. But you want to allow yourself to know that you're very, very worthy, that you're very, very valuable, and that you are very abundant. And don't let that, or make sure that you're letting that sense of abundance and worthiness, let that inspire your creativity, because you're going through a change in which you're going to be lit up more if all goes well, but you got to make sure that you feel safe doing it. And you got to remember that you deserve to be lit up. You deserve to be happy. So make sure that any subconscious low self-worth issues are remedied and taken care of so you can have a lot of fun. So let's see, Pisces, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your new moon in Cancer. Wisdom for Pisces, wisdom for Pisces, wisdom for Pisces. My goodness, look, you got the Strength card yet again. This is the third time the Strength card has come up today. So the Strength card, again, woman is gently prying open or closed the lion's mouth. It's not brute strength she's employing. It's gentle strength, the strength that comes from the heart, from compassion, from loving yourself and your fellow human beings, right? So allow yourself. Also, by the way, Pisces, the Strength card aligns with Leo. So does the fifth house, the transit you're going through right now. So be sure that to be strong in terms of expressing yourself. Sometimes it might require courage, right? Especially with that second house square. So allow yourself to be strong. From your strength will come forth sweetness, and make sure that you are following your passion, following your highest excitement. Your excitement is your built-in mechanism that says, go here, do this. This is for you. So if you can follow your excitement as much as possible all the time, you'll be able to achieve your ends much more expeditiously. So keep that in mind, Pisces, and happy new moon. Well, we did it, folks. We certainly did. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out my website, psychicsun.com, if you're looking for your written horoscopes for this lunation. And, of course, you can find me there for my services. If you're looking for a reading, gift certificates, parties, if you're in LA or via Zoom, etc., all of that is on psychicsun.com, the link to which is in the description below. So have a wonderful new moon, everyone. If you're catching this live or around the 4th, 5th of July, well, I'm going to be redoing this week astrology in about 15 minutes. I realized the last time I did it, or when I did it in my regular time today, my microphone was not on, which is hitting all of my Virgo buttons. So I will be doing that again in about 15 minutes. If you're looking to watch this week astrology and find out what's up for the week, we have some great things. You might want to hear about them. So tune in about 15 minutes, or you're going to get a link in this description box for your This Week Astrology as well. So take care, everybody. Have a wonderful new moon in Cancer, and I shall definitely see you soon. Bye-bye.